Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of the show. We're going to kind of continue on with the theme we've been doing, showing off some cool past Christmas gifts that I had gotten that actually make really good gifts for someone who's maybe new to comics or just looking to get some cool coffee table books that give you a lot of history of stuff from DC and Marvel Comics. So today we're going to take a look at this Batman, A Visual History. Look at the size of this sucker, right? From, was it DK Press. It's got this cool kind of like slipcase on the outside. The definitive guide to the world of the Dark Knight. Everything you wanted to know about Batman, but maybe were afraid to ask, right? So let's take the cover of the slipcase off. You got this great shot. I actually have a t-shirt of that exact same shot. Very, very cool. There's the logo right there. This also comes with, in the front, just like we showed on the Marvel one, got some cool prints. Probably should consider maybe framing these things, right? You got that one there, and then the other one is that one. And yeah, that would make a really good addition to my wall, I think. I'm gonna have to remember to do that. Right? I'm in the process of maybe putting some additional things on my wall here, so maybe that's a good idea. So, and again, basically what this is a great introduction. This is written by Matthew Manning, additional text by Matt Forbeck, on the world of Batman, the history of Batman. You're going to get all sorts of different artwork, and lots of focus on the villains, right? Because, of course, what's more important to the history of Batman than all the villains, right? And there's so many good ones. Arguably the greatest rogues gallery of villains of any comic book character, regardless of publishing company, right? So, of course, this starts all the way back at the beginning. Detective Comics, number 27. Back to the 30s, and you get nice. It's just interesting how the artwork for this character. I mean, look at that was Batman way back in the day. Giant headpiece and everything, right? But yeah, you get all sorts of cool covers. Okay, of a lot of the old classic issues, and it takes you all the way up through. Geez, I think what does this go up to? Yeah, about 2015 or so. I've had this for a while. But an awesome book. This is just great to just sit down and kind of flip through and take you through the history of Batman. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's go to the 60s, right? Because it's a chronological thing, year by year. There's Clayface there, right? Batgirl. I'd argue out of all of these kind of books that I'm going to show from my collection here, this is arguably the greatest one. Let's go into the 70s, shall we? Go to 1970. And what's cool about a book like this, as you can see it all chronologically, you can see how the kind of the tone and the art of the character and the series in general change from decade to decade, and how sometimes you get the more lighthearted storylines and it got a little bit darker. Some are more permeated with all the classic villains. You can see when the classic villains kind of made their debuts and whatnot. You got some World's Finest. There's Dead Man. Okay. Moon of the Wolf. Yeah, I remember when my son first got this for me, I was like, it's like a kid in a candy store, right? This is just so cool. If you're maybe a Batman fan but don't have a huge collection. I have a bunch of Batman comics, but I don't have a ton. Bill's got way more than I do. This is really cool because it kind of like makes the whole story. You kind of see the pieces as they fell, which I think is pretty neat for someone who's got lots of holes, obviously, in the collection. God, this thing weighs a ton too. This is a definite coffee table book. This is not something you just kind of pull out. This is something you're going to pull out and sit down with it for a while. Then of course we go into the 80s. Right. Once again, the tone of the comic changed quite a bit. Personally, I really like the Batman stuff in the 90s. Quite a bit, late 80s into the 90s. Things started to turn a little bit darker, a little more serious. There's Penguin. Let's skip ahead to the 90s a little bit. Oh, here we go. We've got Gene Colan, right? I haven't opened up to this page. The Curse of the Vampire. Gene Colan, of course, worked on Tomb of Dracula and Doctor Strange over with Marvel, and as well as Daredevil and Iron Man and Submariner and whatnot. But then he came over to Batman for DC in the early 80s and did some stuff. Very, very cool. Unmistakable art. Let's skip ahead into the 90s. Or the late late 80s Son of the Demon, right? So we got the whole Ra's al Ghul storyline. Talia al Ghul. Here we go. Iconic Joker. All right, the Killing Joke. So much iconic stuff is in here. That's what makes this so cool. And then, of course, we were into the 90s. You know, the Shadow of the Bat. I'm trying to think, where does it kind of start off here? Let's just kind of... Lots going on with Arkham Asylum. Right, here we got the Azrael storyline, which is just terrific. Okay, which of course leads up into the big showdown with Bane. This is my favorite period. The 90s Batman stuff is where it's at for me. You know, here, the classic Nightfall. Nightfall is just so good, where Bane breaks the back of the Bat, and then Batman's recovery and comeback. Nightfall's in. Just terrific stuff. Of course, here you got the debut of Harley Quinn. All right, classic for a reason. Classic characters. What else we got here? Look at this. Killer Croc. I could go on and on here. There's just so much great stuff in this. Let's go. Let's jump ahead because I could spend so much time on the 90s. And you got the 2000s, right? All sorts of cool stuff in the 2000s as well. Dark Knight Returns. And then, you know, things start to get really weird as you get deeper and deeper into the 2000. Here you go. Batman and Supes. Yes, classic dark Batman is the best as far as I'm concerned. Here we go, Two-Face. And it's just amazing, like, as we get into the 2000s, just how many, like, kind of different Batman-related comics and series there were on a regular basis. You know, you got Justice League, you got Detective Comics, you got Birds of Prey, you got Robin, Nightwing, you know, the regular Batman book, I mean, Teen Titans, all this stuff, it's all Batman-related. And it's just crazy. That's why, you know, collecting newer comics is just impossible because it's just way too much to buy. And they're obviously not cheap, right? That's why a lot of times, like, if I'm really interested in a storyline arc or something from like the 2000s or whatever, I'll go and I'll get a trade. I'll go get one of the graphic novels where they, you know, pull together like 10 or 15 issues all in one volume, rather than going out there and buying month after month after month, buying all this stuff. It's just, there's just way too much. And then, of course, the New 52 in the 2010s. Okay. Which there was some good stuff in the New 52. Really good covers, really good artwork. Yeah. I'll take it all the way to the end here, so we'll go all the way back. Here we go, another death of Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne was kind of a dick, right? I always thought so. I never liked Damian Wayne. I was like, oh my god, he's just incorrigible. Yeah, and then basically up to the end here. Look at this splash page, huh? Look at that. Amazing. Anyway, yeah, very cool book. How many pages? About 350 pages all told. So amazing stuff. Excellent book. I should probably take out that print because I do want to consider framing that. I probably should take that out now, right before I put this away. Let me pull both these out so you can see them. So here you have this one, which is very cool, and I'll leave that one out too. And then this one. Very cool, right? So yeah, Put it back in the slipcase. Add another 2 pounds to it. This is like a 10-pound. Great piece of work here. Batman, the visual history. Check it out. Make a great gift for someone you love. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to the merch page for Sea of Tranquility merch page, where you can get some comic book geezer stuff. We got a cool t-shirt and a coffee mug, so if you want to help support the channel, it's a great way to do it. And we'll see you soon for more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching Comic Book Geezers. Tune in on Friday for another episode. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.